time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, nostalgic. I can't stop wearing my Spilling Tea Live shirt, but we have some pre-records coming your way, and I have a big interview today that you guys are going to be excited for. So I did want to say we are back on lives. April was crazy. You guys know that. Many of you got to be a part of it. But now in May, I get a little bit of a time to just be in my studio, kind of fester in my thoughts. This was an emotional weekend. I'm not going to lie. I had like 5 breakdown moments where I couldn't explain to Jason. I was like, I'm not happy, like not happy. I'm not sad. I'm not angry. I said, I think I'm just so happy and just overwhelmed, which is crazy. It's been just a crazy emotional journey. But thank you guys so much. I love you guys. And with that, you know that we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta because we got our season 14 premiere. Guys, this has been incredible. I was hoping that season 14 was going to come in with a bang, and that's exactly what it did. So before we get started, I have 3 things that I want to say. 1, don't forget to smash that like button on the way into the room. 2, if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. That way you can join us in the live chat. And 3, I want you to go ahead and rate the episode a 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, as we start to break it down. Okay, I already see that we have some callers in. Guys, I did drop the call-in link so you guys can join us. 40 in the room to kick off. Hey, guys, good morning. All right, so I wanted to talk about this a little bit. We start off with Kenya Moore, and Kenya Moore is coming in, opening up this whole premiere with her Dancing with the Stars. I guess we can call it rehearsal. And it looks like she kind of likes her dance partner. She's talking about how funny he is, how cute he is, how nice he is. But at the end of the day, we all know that Kenya Moore does not need a man. So for the simple fact that she's just able to gush over somebody and be a little bit flirty after everything that Mark Daly is putting her through, like wanting a divorce settlement, meaning half of her money, wanting half of her house, wanting half of the child support, which the child support I can understand, but the rest of it, I mean, not the child support, but the child custody, wanting half of her house in the Moore manor just throws me way off. But Kenya looks like she's happy. Marlo Hampton pointed that out. Sheree Whitfield, she pointed that out. So I think that this is going to be a great season for Kenya. Now, Kenya also said in an interview that she's so excited this season because she feels like over the past few seasons that she's been painted in this villain light. And I agree with her. But the thing is, when it comes to production and what I learned from being around the Vanderpump Rules cast members is when you get very comfortable and good at a role, like Jax Taylor becoming a villain, they will continue to paint you in that role. And it's so hard to remove yourself and kind of showcase another side of you. I don't think it's going to be that hard for Kenya this season with Marlo Hampton coming in and being the self-proclaimed villain of the show, saying it's her time, her season, her year. I think it actually could be pretty interesting. Okay, we'll say that. Now, Kandi shows up to support, Sheree shows up to support, Marlo shows up to support, and it looks like everybody's off to a good start, even though we know going into the season, Marlo and Kenya are going to be at odds, and so is Kandi and Marlo. Marlo said that she did hit below the belt when it came to something with Kandi this season, but she's known her longer than any of the other castmates, and she did apologize, and she even said in an interview with Entertainment Tonight that she went to KFC, bought a bucket of chicken, and they bonded over that. Now, I don't know what Kandi likes, but I do know she will always be honest about the fact that she loves good food. So if it's a bucket of KFC, then hey, if Jason brings me home Thai food and we're arguing, or Chipotle or Subway or Chinese or pizza or lasagna or chicken parm, I'm a happy camper. Okay. All right. Continue to smash that like button. I want to bring up a few callers just to kind of kick us off as we start to navigate this whole situation. And we have to talk about Drew Sidora because her man is giving me major red flags like some Louis Ruella shit, and I'm not here for it. Hold on. Let's bring up ATL Nina. Hi, how are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? I'm great.
I haven't caught a live in a long time, so this is a perfect day for me.
Oh, good. Well, we haven't been on lives for a long time because April, we were touring around. So now I'm so happy to be back and be in it and do the lives again because I love talking with everyone.
Me too.
Good.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed the episode last night. I think my only downside was that we're getting the Ralph mess from the jump. So I can already tell he's going to be a drag this whole season. I'm going to be upset at Drew because she seems so naive. I can tell she's too naive and she's not strong enough to handle what this man is throwing at her, and this is going to be a problem for the whole season.
This feels so manipulative. Like, I love the fact that I do have to say, when you have a good group of friends, it's like a core support around you, and you have Kandi and Sanya coming in, and they're like, what did you text back? And he's like, listen, my back was aching. I'm like, no, dude, then go to a fucking chiropractor or go to a masseuse. But your assistant should not be texting you, offering to give you a massage. Honestly, I would rip somebody's head off.
Yeah. But you know what? The fact that he could safely come back home from a Tampa trip and he knows who he's got, who he's dealing with. He's getting away with murder and she's letting us see it on TV.
And it's kind of sad. Can we give her the benefit of the doubt and just the fact that maybe she's trying so hard to keep her family together and she's like, I want to show my kids that mom did everything that she could possibly do, but we all know she'll hit her breaking point.
Yeah.
You're breaking up a little bit, Nina.
I think she could have. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The thing about the whole housewife curse, she came in with a troubled marriage. I honestly hope that I feel like she could have just sat this season out and worked on some things because I don't want to see this train wreck happen. If she wants to show her kids that she did everything she could do to save her marriage, that's fine. But we are going to have a whole different image of her if she doesn't, if she endures too much in watching this thing happen for the audience.
Do you think that women are going to support her through it? Or do you think that women are going to kind of look at her like you're weak, which I hate to say that, but I know that social media is so awful where you see everybody has a different opinion. And I'm just curious before we move on.
Well, we already looked at her as weak last year.
Yeah.
When he said there's no way a married man can just go like that. And her response to it was too mild.
Yeah.
So
he's like, I was in Tampa. I'm watching you on the cameras. You can't see me. Get over it.
No. What? That is not how a partnership should be.
I agree. All right. Well, before I move on to our next caller, Nina, I do have a question for you. Rating the premiere 1 to 10, because a lot of our Housewives franchises are failing at the moment before our very eyes. What are you giving it, 10 being the highest?
I gave it a 7 because I feel like it's going to be a good start.
Okay. A 7's not bad. It's a good start.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nina, thank you for kicking off my live and being back with us. We appreciate the hell out of you, and I can't wait to see you again soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
All right, guys, I know that everyone's going to have an opinion on the Drew Sidora stuff, so I want to bring up another caller. Again, I dropped the link at the top of the live chat. I want to move on really quick because we will come back to this Drew Sidora issue with Ralph. And Ralph, sure, he's hot. He's got the body. I mean, he looks charismatic. I get it. I get what she's enamored with when it comes to her husband. Plus, it's her husband, okay? But at the end of the day, he's throwing me off a little bit. Again, I hate some red flags. I want to talk about Marlo for a second. Marlo finally got her peach after multiple seasons of being a friend of, and she hung in there until it happened. So good for her, but she finally ended up landing her peach, and she said this is her season. Now, it looks like she might actually come in as the villain, because if you guys watched the premiere last night, you see how Marlo ends off the episode, and she is pissed. Kenya's laughing right in her face, and Kenya's like, why did you guys have to go get her all riled up? And she's pretty much letting the women know, you're talking about my finances, you're questioning where my money comes from, I have old money, and she even said something to the effect of, you bitches have new money. And I was like, oh God, this is already bad. What's going to happen? And they were dissing her business because she spelled it wrong. If you guys saw, she's calling it Lee Archive, and the L-E, well, it's just supposed to be a simple L. Guys, let's go ahead and bring up another caller to kick us off. I want to know what your thoughts are about Marlo. Hold on. Hi, Erin D.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I love that Marlo got her peach.
Yes, Marlo got her peach. You know, I went out in Nashville, we did a coffee date giveaway, and we gave it to Travis Tinsley, and Travis came in with his friend. And when they did, we were talking about Atlanta, and his friend was like, I am not excited or here for the fact that Marlo got a peach. And I'm like, hold on, wait. I think she's going to be great. But what were your thoughts?
I thought she was fabulous. I love Marlo. I wanted her to get the peach. I was just excited for it.
Okay, so were you disappointed? Did it throw you off at all? Because I kind of came into this season a little skeptical without having Portia. Cynthia, I understood why she wasn't there, but no Portia, no Nene. I was like, do we have a show at this point? What were your thoughts of the premiere?
I was worried with the year off and not having our regulars come back, but with the Marlo thing, that made me want to watch it. I just wanted Marlo to get her peach after this long. So,
and it's fun to see her as a Muntie. And if for anybody who didn't watch, a Muntie is a mom auntie, but watching her with her nephews and seeing how sweet she is and seeing that she took on that role, it's not an easy role to take on. So even though some people want to, say that Marlo is this and, slam her for some of her past behavior, it takes a really special person to be able to take on that role. Let's all be honest about that.
Absolutely. 3 years. She thought it was going to be a weekend and she had him for 3 years. That's unbelievable.
Exactly. And, I don't know if you've heard the same thing, Aaron, which, by the way, thank you so much for reaching out to Norma. I'm so happy that you loved your video from Zach and I. I thought it was, when she asked us, she's like, is this okay? I was like, yes. What do you mean? Turn on the camera. We got to get ready for the show tonight. Let's do this.
Thank you so much. I literally cried.
No, don't cry. Don't cry. But I did want to ask you really quick, because we've heard rumors along the way that Marlo didn't receive a peach in the past because of some alleged domestic violence, or we also heard that she allegedly stabbed someone. Now, if that's the case, why now? What are your thoughts? And this is all total speculation. We don't have the facts. Marlo hasn't opened up about it, and I doubt that she ever will.
Well, I say they're alleged, so we don't know what happened.
Right.
Give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm always optimistic that it didn't happen, and maybe there was just, how the rumor mill goes. One person says something, gets expanded, makes it sound way worse than it was. So I'm optimistic.
We know the rumor mill over here in these YouTube streets, Aaron. Yes, we know it. Okay. All right. So, Aaron, before I let you go, I do have one last question for you. Out of all of the cast members that you saw last night on the premiere, who are you going to call the breakout star of the show? And if it's Marlo, you have to give me another name, because I can already tell you're Team Marlo.
I am Team Marlo.
Yes.
I don't know yet. Well, always Kenya. So but she's already a star. So I don't know about the new ones yet. It's too soon for me.
Okay.
I just wait because I like them all so far. So first episode, I'm into them all.
Okay. And before I let you go, I have one last question. I'm sorry, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. And I want to ask everybody in the live chat the same thing. Marlo ended up sending an invitation with this woman, this model who was absolutely stunning. And she showed up with a laptop and she played the intro for Marlo. Now, I saw where Kenya shaded the hell out of it. The rest of the girls were pretty nice about it. But if you're putting $40,000 into an event, I guess I would have thought maybe in my mind too, in a Kenya position, from her perspective, maybe just invest in $500-$600 iPads and then just send them to each one of your cast members. And then the rest of the people just send an invitation, but then it looks great on camera. And then you get this little pretty box that says Lee Archive, and you open it, it has an iPad, you press it, it opens, you press play, and boom, there it is, Marlo. But that's not what she did. It was a computer opening. Did you think it was okay? Or did you think, like Kenya, it was a little tacky?
I hate to agree with Kenya. It was a little tacky, but I thought the girl was gorgeous. And I felt really bad for her when Kenya kind of shaded her right to that girl.
Yeah.
That made me cringe for her.
I know. And the poor girl was just like, girl, I'm here to do a job. I don't even know her probably. I'm sorry. I'm just the model here. And she said, my job was to show up and look fabulous. And I did that. I was just supposed to open the laptop. Here you go. Here's your invitation. And, when Kenya said what she said and the girl said, well, that's kind of mean. Kenya's like, girl, this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Get used to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
but maybe there was a reason. Maybe she wanted to make sure they all got on camera. So you don't know. I try to be optimistic.
Okay. I like that. Let's live in the positive. Norma gave me a lot of crystals, and I've been saging myself with the crystals, and I have my palm crystal. And this morning, Jason, and you guys know Jason, but for anyone watching who doesn't, my fiance, his friends came in to our New York show from London, and then they came down here to stay with us for a week. So he took them to Disney, and I lined them up against the wall, and I took Norma's crystals, and I was like, positive energy, shit's going to be amazing. You're going to have the best time. And his friends are looking at me like, the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, no, it's okay. It's going to be great.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in. We're going to move on and hopefully we see you again soon.
Thanks, Adam. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, we also have Trish Hobbs Phillips in the room. I'm going to go ahead and bring Trish up in a second, but I want to continue on really quick with everything else that's happening. Now, we got introduced to Sanya Richards-Ross, who her husband is incredible. She looks amazing. There's a couple things that I see that could potentially be red flags. And when it comes to their marriage, it's all about the kids. Now, they have one son right now. His name is Deuce, but her husband wants a daughter. And she was having a conversation, an honest conversation with her parents, who I love already. And when they were talking, she was like, well, what if this ruins our relationship? And he clapped back, did not give a that the cameras were there, and said, well, how do you know that it won't ruin our relationship if you don't give me another child? And then he ends up walking away, and the parents just look like, oh shit, what's going to happen here? But they've been together for a long time. They've been married for a long time. I think it's going to work, but that is not the only situation that I'm interested in here. We have Sheree Whitfield, who talks about her husband, well, not her husband, her boyfriend, who is kind of like a husband at this point because she's been with him forever. Same thing that I feel about Jason. But he finally got out of prison, and now they're trying to navigate this relationship. And the women asked her, you know, like, what is sex like? He got out of prison. Are you guys boning 10 times a day? How'd it go? And she simply just said it was quick. That's probably not, that's not what the women wanted to hear. And then she said she's holding out on getting too physically intimate because she wants to make sure they had a great relationship while he was behind bars, but she wants to make sure now that he's out into the world and gets to kind of navigate it again, getting his life back, getting back into a job, hanging around his friends. She wants to make sure that she will continue to be a priority and that he is going to be the same man that he was over the phone. I want to ask you guys another question in the live chat. Go ahead and answer it. But do you think Sheree and Tyrone will end up making it through? Because if you guys heard the rumors, if you didn't, then I'll go ahead and let you know. The rumor was that she actually filmed, when she went to go visit him, she filmed a scene where it looked like he stood her up, knowing that he was on house arrest and he had to be home by a certain time and he couldn't go too far from his home. So the whole thing was a setup. And then Tyrone was allegedly, you know, saying that he would potentially sue Bravo if they aired this information. And then he stopped filming with her. But then all of the women said Sheree actually still has enough of a storyline to continue on. And now at the end of it, we find out that they're back together. I want to know, what are your thoughts about this relationship? Do you think it'll work? Don't forget, smash that like button. Let's see what you guys are saying. No. Okay. I have a bad feeling it's going to be a rough season on Drew. Okay, that's about Drew. And then okay. I thought that, wait, I want to read this one real quick. I thought the lady driving around Atlanta with the laptop was somewhat odd. Kenya Shade wasn't that serious. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was like the worst thing that she could have said. But let's bring up Trish. I have questions. Hi, Trish, in your fireplace.
Hello.
I miss you guys already.
I know. We need to have something to look forward to, Adam.
I know.
You all have to set something up so that we can, you know, even if it's 6 months away, we'll have something exciting to look forward to.
It was so, and I know that this isn't what this live is for, guys. I know it's for Atlanta, but I just want to say, like, the community coming together and all of the subscribers and everybody making new friends. It was so much fun, and getting to meet people from behind the camera and actually getting to just spend time and make some memories. I know I sound sappy as hell, but it was just, I felt like it was so special.
It was, I mean, honestly, I was thinking about it. It was really wonderful to get to meet Norma and Joe Mendoza and Sarah,
Elaine,
and get to spend time with them. And it's like, it really felt like family. I felt like, you know, we already knew each other and we just kind of fell in like family. So it's wonderful. It really is. And you did it. You brought all of us, you know, somebody from Malibu, 2 people from Texas, a girl from Richmond. You've got Joe from DC. You know, it's such a random collection of individuals.
People. Yeah.
So
I mean,
exciting.
But again, like looking at the photos and stuff, so much fun, guys. Again, our next Spilling Tea live tour, which we're talking about potentially doing one at the end of the summer. Zach and I have a lot of calls today. Zach is on it. I just want to say really quick, Zach was saying to me yesterday, he's like, I gave you your weekend. I know you're emotional. I'm emotional too. Monday, we're pulling up our big boy pants. We're getting shit together and we're starting to plan what's next. And I was like, listen, I'm in it. I got it.
Yes.
We're on it. We've got
I'm
it.
so excited. I'm so excited. And I'm
Yes.
also excited for this new Atlanta season. It looks like it's going to be really good. And I think the new girl, Sanya, you know, I don't see her being, what do they say, a wilting violet. You know, someone who has won 4 gold medals. And when the producer tried to shade her and say, well, wasn't it 3 golds and 1 bronze? She said, no, honey, it was 4 golds. I don't even talk about the bronze.
I know when she said that too. And I, you know, to be fair, when Kenya started shading her, and I understand this is a part of the job, but she's like, Sanya, Sanya. I'm like, Kenya, she's an Olympic gold medalist. Let's not pretend like we don't know her name. I understand, like, we gave you, you know, is it Miss America, Miss Universe?
Miss USA, yeah.
Miss USA. And I'm not trying to be shady at all. That was not shade. I'm just like, Miss Congeniality. All of the taglines when we played Who Said That on the stage, they're all blending with me right now. I have to get out of like the tour mode. But with Kenya, that was such a major accomplishment for her, and she wanted people to respect that. But then you're not going to respect the fact that she's a 4-time, you know, gold-winning Olympic athlete.
Right.
No.
Exactly. And as far as, you know, having another baby, you know, I feel confident that they are going to be able to work through it and they will have another child. I think a lot of times when men have children, they, especially when the babies are very, very young, and I saw this with my own husband, they pull away a little bit. I feel like, you know, they feel like, well, I can't be as helpful as the mom. And so the way I can help is maybe by working more, bringing home the bacon. And I think it happens with a lot of couples where then the woman feels like the burden is on her to do it all. And then she might think, well, I'm not sure I want to go through this with another child. And once you've communicated that to your husband, hopefully he'll hear that message and be, you know, more hands-on with the next one. And certainly if her parents, who I adore,
Yes,
I think they are a wonderful addition. I love having, you know, quirky and, you know, fun parents when they come on. But I, you know, with them there to help her, you know, that might help a lot too, you know, when you have backup, whether it's family or your husband or a nanny, you know, especially once you have more than one, it's nice to have a little backup.
When he was getting flack on social media last night for that, when people were like, that was kind of rude to say to your wife, you don't know what she's been through. Did you take it that same way? Or did you think, well, no, they're having an honest conversation. That's exactly what they signed up for. And this is how a lot of men feel sometimes. So
100%. Absolutely. I mean, you know, you're supposed to be real. And I assumed that that was a real feeling he was having in the moment. So yeah, 100%.
Okay, so since we're talking about real feelings in the moment, I do have to bring up this photo really quick for you. And I am sorry if this is triggering anybody. Drew and Ralph. We love us some Drew. Everyone knows that Ralph is hot, but what are your thoughts on this relationship and the massage? The massage threw me off.
Threw you off? When I saw that, and this is on top of the whole Tampa Bay, you're going to Tampa vacation and, you know, to your wife's phone calls and text messages. I am sorry, but if my husband's assistant offered to give him a back massage, they would both need more medical assistance than just a massage would provide, because
I saw that tweet.
Yes. And I stick by that tweet and I mean it. There would be, you know, especially if he didn't fire her on the spot, if he just, and I'm not quite sure what his response was. I was glad that Kandi said, you know, well, what did you say? If he came back and said, oh, you know, sounds good, or gee, if my wife weren't around or something like that, I'm curious, you know, I'm not sure I picked up on what he said exactly.
Well,
Did you catch that?
He said, I'm a man, and Kandi was trying to refer, like, when you say I'm a man, that's pretty much you saying, if you come over here to give me a massage, then other things are going to happen.
That's exactly how I would take it. if someone, I'm a man, so you know that a massage means more than a massage. In which case, he would be in trouble, she would be in trouble, the whole thing is just unacceptable. And it's disrespectful, and something is definitely going on there. He's the father of her youngest child, right? So she's
Right.
already been married and divorced once. Maybe that's why she's fighting so hard, to hold it together. But is there something worth holding together? And they're in therapy, and this is how he behaves. How would he behave if he were not in therapy?
Exactly. Drew, and people are saying, Lulu M, I agree. Why is an assistant giving a massage? And also same boring storyline with Drew. We are sleeping. I don't know if I would necessarily call it boring, because I think that there are other people out there going through something similar, and people need to see this and how Drew's going to navigate it. And I love that Drew gets to lean on her girlfriends when it comes to this. And she's being open about it. She's like, look, I signed up for a job. A lot of people would want to hide this stuff. And she's like, nope, sorry, sir. I'm throwing your ass under the bus. Get over it.
As well she should.
Yeah.
I feel like if you've got nothing to hide, you hide nothing.
Exactly.
And I don't know how anyone could go on a reality show thinking they're going to keep certain things to themselves. I mean, I think you've got to be ready to be an open book, whether it's Marlo and her history or exactly. And Margaret's right, I think. And it was interesting because she was exactly as you would expect, but even nicer and more generous with her time than I would ever have expected. She was just lovely, but absolutely 100% herself, on and off the Bravo screen.
All right. I love to hear it. Trish, if you don't mind, stick around and I'll bring you back up. I'm going to bring up Janelle Sunshine, and then I see Helen Tilton.
My God. Can I just say real quickly, Janelle, I went to Nashville, which was awesome, and New York. And I'm sure, I saw LA and that looked great, but I have to say that Janelle amped up the New York crowd so much.
Oh, yeah.
She was so much fun with her singing and her comments. I mean,
I could hear the whole time. I kept on trying to look, and I was trying to not play to this one side of the room, because I saw where we moved. So for people who don't know this, and this is just it's like when you plan a wedding and something goes wrong, nobody knows except the people who are planning the wedding. When we originally set up the stage, we had all of the stools to the very back. That way everyone in the room could see. And the technician went up last minute and moved all the stools up. And I was like, wait a minute, everyone right here cannot even see our faces. So I just kind of moved my way over, and I was like, you guys already got the front and that side of the room. I'm hanging out over here. And I was looking at Janelle and you guys and your table, and I'm like, this is where the party's at. It's right here.
We were having so much fun. We had Krista at that table, and then right behind us was Marge and Rachel. You could tell that was fun. And those boots she was wearing, oh my gosh, those were amazing. I actually went up to her and complimented her on her boots. It was before I knew who she was. And I'm glad, because if I'd known who it was, I might have been intimidated and thought, ooh.
No. I saw you work in the room, and Margaret, I saw you. You're not intimidated.
Yeah, we had such a good time. But I just wanted to mention Janelle was so much a part of that. She really was such a wonderful, good time. So
she was energy for sure. Trish, thank you so much. We love you, and we'll see you definitely soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys, I see that Janelle's out of her chair, but she's about to be back. We're going to bring her back, and she's going to say, bonjour. Watch. Here we go.
Bonjour.
Hi, I miss you already.
I miss you too. Oh my God.
So much fun.
That was so much fun. I had a ball last week. Okay. I was, child.
Hopefully nobody found out what you were up to, right?
No. No one knows.
Okay.
And if you were there last week, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well,
okay.
To end off an amazing, incredible week, coming to play with you in New York. And like Trish said, you brought the energy and you were so funny. And I love when you were like, that's some rich people shit. And I'm like, and I kept looking at Margaret. Yeah, you said it like 3 times, and you were like, and everybody heard it. And I saw people looking over at you, and I was like, she's not wrong. That is some rich people shit. I don't know those problems, but
listen, I mean, one day I hope I have those problems.
Right.
Okay, hello. I want to raise in the tax brackets. Bonjour. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. But it was so much fun hanging out with you and Jason and Trish, Joe, Elaine, Norma, Krista, Philly Diva. I mean, it was just like, oh, it was just so nice. It was
It's
just
like lifelong
so
friends
nice.
that we made.
I know. It was so much fun. And we went bar hopping afterwards, y'all. Y'all missed out.
And,
Y'all
well,
missed out.
we don't need to give them all the details, but yes.
It was lots of fun. My feet were hurting afterwards. That's how I knew I had a good time.
Okay, so we know that we ended off an incredible time in New York City with the cherry on top to the weekend, which was the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 premiere. Did you sleep on it, or did it give you what you wanted?
Oh, I missed my peaches. I missed them. I missed them so much. Because like their last season, I was just like, what is this? What are we doing? Are we it's not giving what it's supposed to give.
No.
And I felt like it gave what it was supposed to give. I think it was a nice start. I'm glad it wasn't like guns blazing, like let's go crazy in the first episode. Like it was a solid 7, maybe 7.5.
Okay.
And
okay.
I liked how like Marlo is setting herself up to be the villain. But also, now I love my girl Kandi. But Kandi, Marlo kind of making you out to be a little bit of a mean girl. Don't let her do that to you. Didn't you feel like that when they were talking about the event? I mean, though the event was kind of slow.
I mean, to be fair, I see all sides of it. I see, like, a lot of people thought Zach and I put together or had a team putting together all three of our cities, and that wasn't the case. Like Zach and I, and Jason, we all worked our asses off to have like photographers and everything kind of lined up and make sure that the venues were good. It's so much work. And I saw where Marlo kind of brushed it off and she's like, this is nothing. That was easy, 40 grand. But there are a few things I would have done differently. But she did defend why she did things the way she did. Like, for example, the mannequins. She said, when you go in, when you go to France or Paris, like when you're walking around and you look at different clothes or designer fashion houses, you see them on mannequins. That way you can actually look at the details, look at the price tags, and you get to experience that. So I didn't want models. But then when Sanya was like, girl, you spelled your business wrong, I was like, oh shit, I can't defend that. I didn't know that.
Listen, I may say bonjour, but I'm not like fluent in French. But I even knew, I was like, that's not correct. And because for people who don't speak French, when your word starts with a vowel, you're supposed not to have the E with the, what's that? Now I can't think. The la. It's supposed to be la car. I can't speak. Well, I'm a assistant.
You're like, it's an L. It's an L.
It's
There's
an L,
no E.
and then the accent, and then the bonjour. Okay. Everyone gets what I'm trying to say. But it was bothering me the whole episode because I knew it was wrong, and like the grammar nerd in me was just like, oh, this is not my business. It's not my business. But it's okay because it's Atlanta, and I feel like for Atlanta that works because honestly, who cares? They're just there for the clothes. They're
right.
there to look fabulous. But I will say this. Now, I follow a bunch of fashion editors on Instagram, like Eva Chen, and also fashion stylists like Shiana. Oh, I can't remember her last name, but she was the wardrobe designer for Insecure and a bunch of other TV shows and films. And they're like really good friends. So they go around to like all the fashion weeks, like Paris, Milan, London, New York, and they're like besties, and they go to those type of shows that Marlo was trying to do. And yes, it's true. It's either models standing still in the clothes, and they're just posing for like an hour or two, or they're in mannequins. But the key phrase is an hour or two.
Right.
People got places to be. In Fashion Week, people like you can get them for like an hour or 2 hours, and then they have to go to the next show.
And when she was 2 hours late and her manager was like, you need to get your stuff together. And she's like, oh, it's just 2 hours. I'm like, I would have walked out. Honestly, I have no patience for anything being late. Our show was 10 minutes behind in LA. And I wanted to me and the technician were going at it. I was like, what are we doing? And he's like, it's 10 minutes. This happens. I was like, it doesn't happen because I'm a super timely person. So watching her navigate it that way. And also her business model throws me off a little bit too. You're paying 25% of the retail price. They can rent it up to 7 days. So at the end of the 7 days, really they would have paid double what the retail price was for that one item?
I think it's smart. She's making that coin.
Is she though? Are people going to pay that?
Depends on the piece. And it depends if you can fit into it. Because I think also you have to take into account the cleaning, the dry clean costs for those clothes are probably much higher than what we would do for like a regular dress or suit or whatnot. So I think the dry cleaning costs, she probably has to send it to like, who was Dorinda's ex-boyfriend on New York?
Oh God, John.
John. She would have to send it to a guy like John, who knows how to specifically take care of the clothes and make sure they are in mint condition when they're returned. So I think once you add in all the costs and also the travel, because she may have to send the clothes to the location, I think it all comes out to be she makes a profit, but it's probably not as large of a margin as we're thinking.
When she said she spent $40,000 on the party, but she knows she'll make $120,000 off of it, do you agree with that, or is she fluffing us to make it look like I did the damn thing?
No, I definitely think she'll make that because Atlanta is Hollywood South.
Okay.
Multiple film productions and TV productions are filming down there right now as we speak. And some of these shows do need clothes that Marlo has to offer. So I would not be surprised. If she makes that back. But also some of them stylists that she was with, let me tell you, I follow some reality stars on that are not on Real Housewives on Instagram, and I'd be looking at their Instagram, their Insta stories, and see who they're partying with. And I saw some of the stylists who they party with. I was like, they don't know anybody.
Well, and who was that one girl who was from Love and Hip Hop? Is it Light Skin Keisha?
Light Skin Keisha. I was like, why are you here? Light Skin Keisha, why are you here? Now, don't get me wrong, I like her music, but I was like, why are you here? I was like, this is why the rumors had gotten started that she was supposed to be on the show.
Yeah.
She must have shown up to some events. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. She has great music. If you ever go look her up on YouTube, she's actually very good. But I was like, girl, why are you? Okay, well, you know what? She does have some coin, so go buy them clothes.
Okay, and then my next question for you here is, did you feel like it was shady as hell when Sanya took the information back to Marlo and said that the women were talking about the event when really Sanya was the one who pointed out that the name was wrong?
Yes, and that's what she needed to do to keep her peach.
Okay, so you're saying she's working?
She's working. She knew exactly. She has a good producer. Okay. She is a good producer, and they're telling her what to do, and she is following directions. Okay, she knows. She's a runner. She's a track star. She knows what she's doing.
Okay, this is lightning speed round because I'm going to start hitting you with questions really quick. How shady did you think that it was finding out after you saw Sheree and she watched when Drew Sidora and her husband Ralph came up and introduced themselves, and she was like, But then finding out that in upcoming episodes, we hear that they share an assistant. How's this going to go, in your opinion?
I think it was filmed out of order, and she already knew about the assistant before that event.
Okay. And then my next question is, this whole Drew Sidora and Ralph getting ahead of the thing, and then they went to go work out with Sanya and her husband, and when they did, they're both, talking about what's going on with the assistant and what's happening off to the side, and they're both doing it, and it looks like it's pretty cohesive how they're doing it, but it also kind of came off like they discussed in the car on the way there to the gym that they were going to discuss this. That way, this is the big opening for them to come back onto the show to show that they already have drama and they deserve their spot, or no?
They're very strategic. Also, he's trying to sell a book.
How to be a good stepdad and get massages from your assistant and leave your kids at home with cameras watching them?
If the era of Paris Hilton in the early 2000s taught us anything, bad PR is still good PR. Okay. He knows he's getting his name out there because I didn't know who Ralph was before this show. I knew who Drew Sidora was because
How do you say Ralph again?
Ralph. Because that, the movie A Christmas Story, the little boy's name was Ralph, and that's how they used to say his name in the movie. Ralph.
Okay, my next question for you. Did Kenya deserve the smoke that came her way from Marlo when she single-handedly said, pretty much, you are jealous, you don't know how to support other women, and you have an issue? Because we kicked off the episode and we thought, wow, this shit's great. They're going to get along. That's not going to happen. And then Kenya's just kind of laughing it off, even though she just cried because she got kicked off of Dancing with the Stars. And Kenya's like, why the hell did you guys go get her riled up?
I think yes and no, because I bet you there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, like via text, when it was announced that Marlo was getting impeached. And I bet you Kenya was not one of those people like, oh my God, congratulations. So she was probably already feeling salty about that. And that carried over into filming. But if you don't know that information, it came off a little too salty, a little too shady. But knowing the information, you're like, yeah, Marlo, get her together. It's because you know what? I think Kenya is great for the show, and I love when she's shady. And what we saw last night was mild. I'm not ready for what she has to bring. I'm not, because she's extremely intelligent, and I feel like whatever she's going to bring is just going to make my head explode.
So quick too. She's so quick with the comebacks. I'm like, oh, she's just someone that I would not want to piss off. But they seem like they hold their own. Okay, next question. We have our newbie, Sanya Richards-Ross, and she came in. She has a background in reality TV already, and we see that she could have some moments this season where she's not the happiest. Are you here for our newbie, or do you think that you don't know if you're going to see her a second season? And this is just predictions. These are predictions.
Okay, I want everyone to forgive me for the name I'm about to say, but I was like, not with the Jenny Wynn storyline. Like, remember, because like her husband wanted another child, and she was like, it ain't going to happen. Now, I don't think Ross, her husband, is going to, like, I want a sister wife. Like, I don't think he's going to ever do something like that. But right. I was like, we're not doing this storyline, are we? Like, come on. We've seen it on Salt Lake. It didn't really work out. We're tired. I hope I hope she brings more than her trying to have a second child, because I don't know how old she is, but having a child in general is not easy. So like whether it's hard to get pregnant, or whether it's hard to get pregnant, hard to have the child, and then when it's here, it's even harder. So it's just like, I don't know, but I feel like she's going to bring something. She's going to bring a je ne sais quoi to it. I have a feeling, but I'm curious of who she's going to align with, because if she aligns with Drew, that's not the horse, honey. Don't ride that horse.
All right. 3 more fire round questions for you. And I feel like we're back on stage in New York. 3 more fire round questions for you. Welcome to the hot seat. Is this going to work, this relationship between Sheree and also Tyrone?
Hell no. Hell to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, no, no.
It's not going to work?
No.
Okay.
No, because we know about Tyrone. We know about Tyrone from when that whole mess when Nene and Sheree had that fight, like season 2 or 3. It ain't going to work. No, okay. I just want Sheree to be with a sexy millionaire. He got his own coin. He going and he lets her do her own thing. She lets him do his own thing. Not Tyrone. Tyrone on parole. No.
Okay. And then I guess my next question for you is, we know that Porsha Williams is not back, but she is gearing up. I talked to one of her assistants here recently. She is gearing up to go to Africa to get married to Simon. So that's happening. And we don't know if it's going to be filmed or not. Who knows if Porsha's Family Matters will even get renewed, because everyone was so disappointed with that season. Do you see Porsha coming back to the show or no?
Yeah, because she needs a check.
Okay.
She needs a check. Yeah, she's going to come back. You mean Porsha Family of Lies? Bonjour. Amen. I said what I said.
Last question. Watching this episode without Cynthia Bailey, were you still into it? Are you you're okay? You're at peace with the fact that Cynthia Bailey is no longer on the show? Her story came full circle? Or were you like, oh no, I was missing something?
Her story came full circle. I'm really happy that she got married to, what's his face?
Mike Hill.
Thank you. So I was really happy she got married to Mike Hill. I think her story came full circle. I was so tired of her being Kenya's lapdog, because I feel like she's more than that. So I think she came full circle. Now, if she ever wants to do like a guest appearance and say, bonjour, like hop in the party, be like, hey guys, what's up? Then cool. But she don't need to be on the show anymore. She has done the work. She's gotten her coin. She good.
By the way, did you see the new peaches with the bite taken out of them?
No, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, on the intro, Jason pointed it out like 3 times, because normally when I see that it's cutting out to the next episode, I get up, I grab a soda water, maybe some champagne. I don't know what I'm grabbing, but I get up and I move. And Jason had to say it like 3 times. He's like, wait for it. And I saw, and they're all new peaches. They have like a little bite taken out of them. And I was like, oh shit, we're stepping it up.
I love my Georgia peaches. I feel like we went through a drought. Okay.
Yeah. Housewives. Pandemic.
A Housewives drought. Like Jersey was good this season. Like I was all for Marge because Teresa gets on my last damn nerve. OC was OC. Okay. Salt Lake didn't get good until like the second half of the season. And
that was like 3 seasons in one.
Right. And then what is there anything else I missed? I don't know.
No,
Miami was amazing. Miami was like great.
Potomac was great. New York sucked.
New York was goodbye. But like Atlanta coming back, and then Beverly Hills next week, and then Dubai in June. I'm just like, oh my God, bravo! You want me to stay? I will stay.
You're like, I hear you. You're trying to give us a great summer, and I did hear too, and this just came out, and it was Marlo who's the one who revealed it, so it's not a rumor or speculation, but she said that she hit below the belt with Kandi this season, and that she pissed her off, and she had to apologize. And then she said that she ended up buying Kandi a bucket of chicken from KFC, and they ended up bonding over it. But she's like, I did apologize, and I went way below the belt. My speculation is she must have, when all of the women were asking her about her finances, she probably felt like, you guys need to stop asking me about my finances, because what does your husband do? And she probably attacked Todd Tucker. And then Kandi was like, what you're not going to do is talk about my husband. I feel like that's what happened.
Or the tax issues that her and Todd were having earlier this year.
I mean, those were so minor though. They were a couple thousand, it was like $3,000 to $5,000. And it sounded like something where like either an accountant messed up or they missed something, but let's not sleep on the fact that Kandi has the most money and she can pay that off like it's nothing.
Right. I just think when people come for Kandi and her coin, they go for anything. And I think Marla probably said something about Todd. And Kandi don't play about her family, okay? Even when her mama be saying crazy stuff, she's like, don't you talk about my mama. I'm the same way too. If you say something about my mama, it's about to go down.
Oh, we talked about this, remember?
Yes, it's about to be on site.
Yes. Nobody plays with Mama Bear.
No one plays with Mama Bear. I will come for somebody.
We had some subscribers that learned that in Nashville. It was great.
Oh, yes, we did. Y'all, I'm telling y'all. If y'all did not come in person to any of the shows, y'all missed out on an experience. Okay.
Yes. I'm so happy you feel that way because, since we pretty much just wrapped up the premiere of Atlanta, I just wanted to say really quick for everybody watching, guys, again, don't forget to smash that like button. But all we wanted out of this, one, it was for me to face my biggest fear and go up and speak in front of people. That was the scariest thing for me. But by the second, third show, I was like, screw this. I'm ready to go out there and let's play. And then I had people messaging me, so many people, and they're like, you and Zach hate each other. Are you guys okay? And I was like, we don't hate each other. That was the script. We had a script. Did you see the cards?
They're sassy.
That was our banter. We can't go up there and be like, I love you. No, I love you. You're amazing. No, you're amazing. It's like, no, bitch, you stole my look. You stole my look. Well, you fell asleep at the dinner table. Well, you tried to make out with 3 people. And everybody's like, and I was like, this is so light shade. Have you guys watched Housewives?
Seriously. No, let me tell you something. Hanging out with Adam and Zach after the show, they were the nicest to each other and they were having so much fun and kikiing. Like, y'all were fabulous. Like, honestly, like, bye-bye. Let the haters hate. You know what I say? Haters they're just followers in disguise.
I mean, listen, and just like talking to Richie, Sky, and like some of the other influencers and YouTubers from all the cities, and the fact that they just had the best time when they didn't need to be there. That was my biggest worry, is like, I didn't want anybody, from a ticket buyer to an influencer to somebody who's joining us on stage, I didn't want anyone to feel like they're wasting their time, because that's your biggest fear, right? Like, I'm going to throw an event and people are going to come and then they're just going to rip it apart. And the fact that we did not get any negative attention from any of the 3, I was just like, Zach, it's over. It's sad. Zach and I both sat on the phone on Saturday and we both cried. And Jason was like, I cannot fucking deal with you two. You guys are ridiculous. I don't know what to do. And I was like, I don't know why I'm crying.
Is
I'm
Zach
happy.
an answer too?
Oh my God. I don't even know when Zach's birthday is.
Oh,
I know we're the same age. I just don't know his birthday. He doesn't know my birthday. Message him. He won't know.
Cancer, and we all know you're a Cancer.
I know, but I cry. I cry all the time. I cried at the end of the night when we left you guys.
Oh, you did?
I went home and I cried and I sat there and I ate my pizza that I got with Sarah Bahu. I sat there and I was eating it and Zach was asleep and Jason's like, I'm about to record you. And I was like, don't.
Well, did Krista get her pizza? Because she kept talking about it. She was
got
like, where's my pizza?
Yes.
Oh, thank
Everybody
God.
got their pizza and everybody was trying to be modest in front of each other. And they were going up and grabbing, like, they're like, can I get one slice of pizza? And I walked up and I was like, can I have 3? All I see is 3 slices left. I was like, do you have more? And the guy was like, no. I said, I'll just take the 3. And Jason's like, what did you get? What am I getting? I don't like cheese pizza. I was like, I don't know, girl, grab your pizza. He said, are you eating 3 slices? I was like, yes, I am.
You
And
do what you got. You did. Y'all put in the work.
We could be hungry. We went out and drank. I mean, I was starving. I was starving
too. I came home and ate Wendy's.
Yeah. See? And I don't think that we should be shamed for it.
No,
let us eat. Okay.
Let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake.
Ah!
All right. Well, Janelle, we are back on the lives this month. I cannot wait for Beverly Hills. We have Dubai at the end of the month. We have Atlanta. And of course, we'll have a few more in between. I want to say thank you again so much for coming up, showing out, and rallying up the crowd. We love you so much. And I hope that you have the best, most incredible week.
Oh, same to you. I'm so happy I was there. And also, Marge, gorgeous.
I mean, she was incredible.
She walked in. I was like, homegirl looks good. Okay.
I know. When she kept saying on stage, she's like, listen, I'm a curvy woman. I was like,
what? Listen, she got curves, but when she said curvy, I was thinking like plus size curvy like me. I was like, bitch, you snatched.
I was like, you need to see what's under this blazer because I've got a little butt here and I got some legs and some.
Marge is absolute. And also she like came up to me and she grabbed my arm. I started stuttering. I don't stutter. And she starts, and she was like, it was so nice meeting you. I was like, it was so nice meeting you. I was like, am I drunk or I'm just crazy or both? Like, I was like, oh my God.
No, she was great. And she was so, like Trish said, she was so sweet. And at the end, she was signing books for everybody. And she was just like, she was so happy to be there. And even when I said to her as she was leaving, I was like, Marge, I hope you had an okay time. And she's like, shut up. You know I did. And I was like, oh, sorry. Like, she was pretty much like, don't fish for a compliment. You know that we had a great time. And I was like, okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thanks.
Did you hear me say my shady comment?
No.
Oh, okay. When Zach said, like, who was his least favorite, like, Bravo blogger or podcaster, he said David Yontif. I was like, that's Marge's friend. That's Marge's friend. And she looked at me like.
Did you see me look at Marge? I went like this and I went.
I was like, oh my God.
I was like, Margaret's not going to come up here. And then when we announced Margaret and we're like, and Margaret Josephs. And I was looking and nobody was coming out from the back. I was like, and Margaret Josephs. And then Jason told me what happened. He said that, when she was walked to the back, somebody walked her to the bathroom instead of the right room and they couldn't find the back room. And I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, because after all of the shadiness with all of the YouTubers and influencers on stage and just throwing everybody under the bus and talking about their worst, I'm like, this is going to get everybody in so much trouble. What are we doing up here? And then when Jason gave us, he gave us the easier questions, my team. And I asked him, I said, did you plan that? He said, no, I was going through the questions and I didn't know that one of the answers was going to take 5 minutes. So I just wrapped up the questions so we could get Margaret on stage. And I was like, oh, okay, good. That worked out fine. Great. Thanks.
Oh my God. Yes, that was so much fun. And also I could tell Zach was a little peeved at my table because we kept giving y'all the answers. But I was like, we were giving y'all the answers too. We were equal opportunity cheaters.
You're like, listen, you got to pay attention. And when Norma's like, Zach Pack, I was like, Norma, you just gave me a crystal. What the hell are you doing?
And she whispered to me and she goes like, okay, on 3, say Adam's family. Okay. We have to be equal. I was like, okay, girl, I can yell. I lost my voice for 2 days after that.
That's so funny. The best time.
Trish knows how to party. She brought stuff with her. I was like, girl, you got me turned.
Trish had a great time.
We'll
leave it at that. Trish had a great time. Everyone did. Everyone had a great time.
Mm-hmm. I know. I saw my bank account the next day. It was great.
Right. Well, Janelle, we're going to go get on those pre-records and then we have an interview coming up today and then I'll be posting it tomorrow. So I'm wishing you the best Monday, the most beautiful week, and we will see you so very soon.
See you soon.
Bye, Janelle. All right, guys, that was our Real Housewives of Atlanta premiere of season 14 recap. I hope you guys had just as much fun as me, and it's so fun to be back in the saddle of lives. Thank you to everybody who called in. We appreciate you. Thank you to all of our amazing mods, and thank you for just coming back with us on the lives. This is the first of many for the rest of the month. We have not as crazy of a month, but it doesn't stop over here on YouTube. You guys know that. So whether you're listening in your car, at home, you're getting ready, you're cooking, you're working, it doesn't matter. Smash that like button, show some love, and we'll see you so very soon. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye, bye, bye.